as the Bihar caste survey has been released and the numbers with respect to the percentage of caste has also been announced, now there are other states in which also the demand for the caste survey are been rising, and this is what we will be looking today. Hello and welcome to the In Focus series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh, and in today's episode we will be looking into the topic of the other backward classes and its subcategories. So what is it and how it works? So first of all, about the timeline. First we'll be looking at the news, then what are other backward classes, OBCs, backwards among OBCs, then what are the two OBC commissions, then the subcategories in states, what is happening in India, then EBCs, the case of Bihar, and in the end prelims MCQ. Topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 2, that is polity section. From exam perspective, you should be able to know the details that what is there in the Bihar caste survey, and then about the commissions that has been set up in the past and whose verdict and whose recommendations were so powerful, and then who are backwards among the OBCs and what are the constitutional provisions. So the news talks about OBCs and subcategories, other backward classes and the subcategories within the other backward classes. Why this has been a hot button issue for long. So first of all, what is happening in the news, that is the Andhra Pradesh will begin a backward classes census. So now that the caste census numbers has been announced in the state of Bihar, now in the state of Andhra Pradesh also it has been said that the caste survey will be done, and the 139 backward class communities in the state were unaware of their numerical strength. So when the caste survey would be done, so the people or the people belonging to the caste will be very much aware about their numerical strength and how the demography of the state is as of now. Then the publication of the result of the caste survey in Bihar. It has been said that while seeing that the caste survey in Bihar has been released, the demand for the caste survey in other states has also risen. Now other backward classes, that is OBC. We all know that since the time of independence and even much before it in India, the caste system is very much prevalent. So there are different types of caste systems, and according to which the reservation is also given in our country. So there is an unreserved category, there is OBCs, there is scheduled caste, there is scheduled tribes, and they have a particular percentage of reservation also related to them. So today we will be particularly talking about the other backward classes, OBC, and the categories within OBC and what is happening as of now. So it is the backward or the marginalized communities and castes that were not SCs or STs. So what happened was, first there is unreserved category, then there is scheduled caste, there is scheduled tribes, and then there were categories which were not SCs and STs and which do not even come under the unreserved. So they came under, or they were called the other backward classes or the OBC, and in today's time it has a very large percentage of population. And if we talk about the reservation criteria, then they have 27% reservation in educational and jobs. Then the social backwardness in India has traditionally been a direct consequence of the caste status, and the affirmative action for OBCs is mandated by, it has been talked about even in the constitution, and there are few articles given in the constitution which also gives it an affirmative action for the OBCs. So OBCs, see, there is unreserved category, there is SC category, there is ST category, and then there is one more category which is called the other backward classes. So these classes are backward. They were not as advanced as unreserved category, but they were backward as compared to them, and that is why they were even given reservation. and they hold a very large chunk of population also. If we talk about the affirmative action taken for the OBCs, then there are few articles in the Indian Constitution which gives its backing, and that is, first is Article 15 Clause 4. It talks about that the state is permitted to make any special provision for the advancement of any socially and educationally backward classes of citizens or for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. So Article 15 is saying that if someone is socially and educationally backward, that the person is not doing well socially and educationally, then the state is permitted to make any special provision. So the state can make the special provision for people who are socially and educationally backward. So the state made special provisions with respect to this, and 27% reservation were given to the OBCs. And within OBCs now there is a creamy layer. So the people who are well off and are not backward, they come under the creamy layer, and these people are not getting the benefit of the reservation. They are regarded as unreserved category and they do not come in the reservation criteria. Then there is Article 29 of the Indian Constitution, and it talks about the state shall not deny admission into education institutions maintained by it or those that receive aid from it. So all the institutions which are either maintained by the state or they are getting aid from the state, they should not deny admission to any person or to any person based only on race, religion, caste, language or any of them. So the state has saying that no denial of admission should be given to people on the colleges or the schools which are maintained or is getting aid from the state on the basis of race, religion, caste, on the basis of caste, language or any of them. Then comes Article 16 Clause 4. It talks about that it allows the state, that this article allows the state to make any provision for the reservation of appointments or posts in favor of any backward class of citizens which in the opinion of the state is not adequately represented in the services under the state. So these are the three articles which are giving affirmative action for the OBC, and these are the articles which signify that what the Indian Constitution also is talking about, that state is permitted, state can, with respect to socially backward, economically socially backward, and now there is an EWS criteria also, that is the economically weaker section. This has also been included, but when we talk about with respect to the backwardness, then that is socially and educationally. Now let's talk about the backwards among OBCs. So now it has been said that because OBC is a big community, then within OBC the well-off people comes under the creamy layer. Like for example, there is a criteria that if the family earns more than 8 lakh rupees or the income is 8 lakh rupees, then these people plus 8 lakh rupees plus income, then they will come under the creamy layer. Then there are other people, and it has been said that within the OBCs also there are communities which are backward, which are marginalized. So those communities needs to be find out. Backward among OBCs. So there is a demand for reservation for the backwards among OBCs has gained traction nowadays, and as a handful of upper OBCs has grabbed most of the benefits of the 27% reservation. So it has been said that the the people in the OBC category which are very powerful, they are actually majorly getting the benefits of the 27% of reservation which is set for the OBC people or the OBC category. So our need is found that within the OBC category, the most backward and the most marginalized or the most vulnerable section needs to be found out, so that the benefits can also reach to them. That came with the implementation of the Mandal Commission recommendation more than 30 years ago. So this reservation of 27%, how did it come into existence? So it was the Mandal Commission which recommended the 27% reservation for the other backward classes. Then comes OBC Commission. So majorly there were 2 OBC Commission, and now recently the Rohini Commission is also there, but majorly we will be talking about the 2 commission, Mandal Commission, first one being the Kalelkar Commission, Mandal Commission and Rohini Commission. So these are the 3 main commissions for the OBCs. So first one was headed by Kaka Kalelkar in the year 1953. So it was appointed in the year 1953, and they identified the socially and the educationally backward classes under the OBC category, socially and educationally. The educationally or the economically weaker section, when we talk about constitution basis, then this is a very new term. This is not an old term. This has recently been added. So we will not be taken into consideration EWS as of now, because the time period that we are talking about here, EWS is not existing as of now. So it is only socially and educationally backward, socially and educationally. And they prepared a list of 2,399 backward caste or communities, and categorized out of 2,399, they categorized 837 as most backward. So out of 2,000, you can say 400, they said that 837 are the most backward. And they also recommended, they also give some recommendation, and that was that enumerating caste in the 1961 census. So they said that in the 1961 census, enumerating of the caste should be done. Then they also said that 25 to 40% reservation should be there at different levels of government jobs, 25 to 40% of reservation. Then they also said that 70% reservation for admission to technical and professional institutions. So these are few of the recommendations that the Kaka Kalelkar Commission gave. But this report by the Kaka Kalelkar Commission was never implemented. It was not taken up, and the implementation of the recommendations were not taken into consideration. Then came the second commission, and that is one of the most famous commissions with respect to the other backward classes, or the reservation commission, and that is the BP Mandal Commission in the year 1979, whose recommendations were implemented in the year 1990. So this was set up under the Morarji Desai government. So the Mandal Commission identified 3,743 caste and communities as other backward classes. 3,743, and here it was 2,399. Then they estimated their population at 52%, and few of the recommendations that they gave was that 27% reservation in government jobs and admission to all government run scientific, technical and professional institutions. So this is the reservation, the Mandal Commission recommendation, or the reservation which was recommended by the Mandal Commission is in implementation. So in India, the reservation which is implemented was given by the Mandal Commission, the 27% reservation for the OBCs in the government jobs and admissions to the colleges or the educational institutions. Then no subcategories were recognized within the 27% OBC quota. So when we talk about the Mandal Commission did not recognize any of the backward classes among the OBC. and they did not give any sub-categorization within the 27% reservation. So this is the commission whose recommendations are being followed, and recently the Rohini Commission has also given its recommendations. Then subcategories in states. So there are, in different states of India, different formulas are followed by the state governments to subcategorize within the OBCs. So let's see that what different states are doing. So within Karnataka, 207 OBC castes are divided into 5 subgroups. 5. In Jharkhand, they are divided between extremely backward classes and backward classes. In Bengal, most backward and backwards. In Maharashtra, special backward category and other backward classes. And in Tamil Nadu, the backward classes Muslims, and the most backward classes or denotified community. So these are few of the subcategorization within the OBC in few of the states of India. So every state categorizes or subcategorizes with respect to their own needs and demands, and it differs from one state to another state. Then EBCs in the case of Bihar, that is the extremely backward classes. So the Bihar caste survey has identified 27% of the population backward and 36% as extremely backward classes. So it is backward plus extremely backward classes. So this becomes 36% plus 27%. So this becomes more than 60%. Around 65% population in Bihar belongs to backward classes and extremely backward classes. And in the year 1970, the Bihar government appointed Mungeri Lal Commission. Bihar government, it was on the state level. So in the year 1970, the Mungeri Lal Commission was set up, and the Mungeri Lal Commission named 128 backward communities, and apart from 128 backward communities, there were 94 most backward. And the Karpuri Thakur formula provided 26% reservation, out of which OBCs were 12% and economically backward classes were 8% reservation. And if we talk about the present caste survey, it talks about that 14% of the population within the Bihar are the category that it belongs to is Yadavs, while we talk about Brahmins, that it is about 3.5%. So the demography of Bihar as of now, the backward classes and the extremely backward classes is forming around 65% of the population. Then in the end, we will be talking about a prelims MCQ, and this is also a PYQ which was asked very recently, that is 2023. Consider the following organization or bodies in India. Then first is the National Commission for Backward Classes, the National Human Rights Commission or the National Law Commission, the National Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission. How many of the above are constitutional bodies? One only one, only two, only three, or all four? So you need to talk about constitutional body. How many are constitutional body? Also tell me that the National Commission for Backward Classes was by which amendment? You need to tell me the amendment, also the name of the amendment, which number. So give me the answer in the comment section, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.